So, I just realized this thing can actually film in 4K, but what the fuck difference does that make? Anyway, welcome to an all-American pickup video. I guess that's really what I'm going to start calling these things. So, we actually have a bit this time. We may actually break 10 minutes, as opposed to Kickstarter videos that go on for over 20. And cats that are trying to jump in the sink. Mish? Anyway. Alright, so actually, we're going to start off with the anime, because, I've been watching a lot of YouTube recently, and I've come to realize, and this is like the sad truth about digital distribution, stuff can get taken down at any time. We've seen that with The Office, which has literally made some people lose their minds. I have the whole series on DVD. I am not spending all that money to get on Blu-ray. The show was shot in 4:3 anyway. I don't give a shit. I think. Brilliant show, though. I think it's going to CBS. I can't remember, though. But anyway, so with that being said, a lot of stuff just eventually is not going to be available. So when it comes to the genre of anime, when there's a show I want to watch, I have to bounce around between all the different streaming services to figure out who has it. And unfortunately, if it's on the Funimation side, they will literally only give you the first 3 episodes, and then you have to buy the rest of the series because they know the 3-episode rule. That's the long and short of it. So while I was already familiar with these shows, 2 of them aren't available for streaming that I could find. And then the third one, I couldn't find all of it. So it got really annoying. And, Right Stuff does a lot of sales and deals anyway, as does Sentai Filmworks. So if you really just want to get a couple of box sets of movies or shows or cats, just do it through them. Just wait for a sale, you stack up a cart, you get the free shipping, then you're good to go. But from time to time, Target has a decent selection too. And they were doing a buy two get one sale. And the girlfriend, I had promised her, the girlfriend, wow, Alex, the fiance, I had promised her basically the Blu-rays of Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 and Doctor Strange. And because she wants the commentary since I moved the PS4 in the bedroom. And I was like, fuck it, I may as well get some stuff for me. So I got myself the complete set for Crest of the Stars and Banner of the Stars, which includes the OVA. These are like space operas before space operas. Like, I would say, I wouldn't go as far as to say this is the anime equivalent of Star Wars, but it's just as fucking good. Some people may say, well, what do you consider the irresponsible Captain Tyler and Nadesco? I consider those comedies, first off. But you could think of it, I guess, like a Star Wars or a Star Trek. I have not watched the entirety. I've only seen 3 episodes of each, actually, and then I realized one was a sequel, so I had to go back and stop. Eureka 7, this is a perennial classic. If you don't know what this is, you gotta look up. This is such a beautiful story. I have not watched it in years, and I am looking forward to stepping back into that and watching it. I did finish the first season of ReZero, which was awesome. I from the other video, and I think I thought I was going to pick up the game in this video, but it didn't happen. Instead, I got a bunch of stuff in, namely Ys 9, which comes in this wonderful, beautiful set from NIS. And I hate to say it, but this was another disappointment for me. I know a lot of people like it. I don't see it. Yeah, you saw me nearly fall and break my ass. I don't see it, honestly. I finished it in like 30 hours or so, and I didn't care about the side characters. The combat's fun, but always. The music is great, but always. But it's Falcom. Like, you know the music is going to be good. Just like I know Shoji Meguro is going to always have a particular sound when it comes to the SMT Persona games. There was nothing that excited me about it. I definitely better than 8, but as much as I like the idea of it being kind of open world in the city, it kind of takes the Xenoblade Chronicles approach where it's huge and massive and open and you can go anywhere at any time, but there's nothing in it. And that for Xenoblade was really done, I'm talking about the original on the Wii, it was done so that the game would actually work. This is just, there's nothing there. And probably the one thing that got me the most is to actually progress the story, you basically have to do side quests. I thought that was kind of annoying. to a point where I was, honestly, if there wasn't any decent story, I actually started skipping the cutscene parts. The tower defense thing is a lot better, though. I'll give it that. I think it's a little button mashy at this point. I felt like the strategy was kind of removed, but not that it was deep in the first place. But overall, if you're if you're an Ys fan, you'll enjoy the combat. The bosses, I'll be honest with you, they're all fucking HP sponges. There's nothing difficult except for 2 of them, and it wasn't even because they were difficult. They were just awesome. I don't know. I feel like, and I said this, I was talking to Aaron about this. We both just felt like they kind of phoned this in. And I definitely feel that. And that's disappointing to me because this was one of my most anticipated games of the year. And I don't know. I feel like I've gotten a couple of bum ones in a row at this point. This finally showed up from Pix and Love. The Garo Mark of the Wolves Collector's Edition for the PS4. I am such an idiot with this. I own this game on like 8 different consoles at this point. This is not an AES card, for those who don't know. This is actually... Limited Run does their whole Neo Geo thing. I got this from Pix and Love because I liked what was in it more. There's a few other things. It is a PAL version. I also have their Samurai Showdown edition too. But this is one of my favorite SNK fighters of all time. And I've played it like... have it on the Switch, have it on the Vita, I already have it on the PS4, have it on the Xbox One, have it on the PC. Have it on the Vita, actually. Anyway, all right, moving along. The one of my orders from Limited Run finally came in. For those of you who don't know, what I tend to do with Limited Run is I basically stack a bunch of games into the box until the shipping goes up, and then I just leave it. So I finally got my copy of Carry On, which they gave a digital copy of. This is kind of like a Metroid-style alien game. I'd say it's more, I mean, there is combat, it's more puzzly, but part of the perk behind this, it's one of the special reserve team-up ones, is that they gave you a digital version to go with it. And this is number 2,283 out of 8,800. And so you're able to play it. And it was already on Game Pass too, which is where I started it. And it's really, I'd say it's more like a puzzle platformer in certain points, but it's actually really cool to play the bad guy, as it were. Vault Milestone 1. This is one of Sekai Games' visual novels. There's a part 2. I don't think that has been put on the Switch yet. I have it on PC. Kunai, this is kind of like an action-adventure, Metroid-style game. Really interesting art style. It's kind of like a little kid. Basically, you play like this android, and the idea behind Kunai is that it's kind of like a physics-based thing where you can throw them and use them as grappling hooks. Return of the Obra Dinn. This is, honestly, I was going to get this on PC, but it never went down in price. And then Limited Run put it up, and I was like, sweet, just going to do it this way. And if it happens to drop in price on PC, which thank God it didn't, then I'll just get it there. But now apparently the Switch version of this is going to be at Best Buy, which pissed off a lot of people because normally while Limited Run tells you that there is an opportunity for that to happen, it can ultimately fall through. Case in point, fucking Grandia HD. God damn it. Totally would have got that. I thought I was pulling a fast one. I was like, I'll wait for it to come at Best Buy. I'll use rewards points. It'll be wonderful. All of a sudden, fuck you. No. Now it's like $150 on eBay. All right. On the DS, I picked up a copy of Lost Magic. So I've passed over this game countless times. It's literally one of those things where you're a sorcerer and you cast magic by playing around with the fucking stylus, which is annoying. But there's a sequel, which I didn't know, which is called, I think, Tact of Magic on the Wii. Same concept. I watched some gameplay of it and I thought, wow, like this actually looks really good. And there's a fan translation of it because it never came out over here and it's not that expensive. But apparently it's a sequel. So I would need to play Lost Magic. And this was, I think, $10, but the funny thing is, $10 or not, I was like shopping for this a while. I think it could be the great game inflation of 2020, but yeah, everybody was asking for like 2025. That was very strange. This I don't know how I found a copy of. If you're unfamiliar, this is Nightshade. It is a ninja otome game that is on the Switch digitally in the States. Japanese version has English on it. This is really expensive. It's like $80 brand new. I found it for $35 brand new. And because I wanted the eShop points, I opened it only to find out the eShop points are expired. Everybody says this is surprisingly well written for an otome game with ninjas. Because I did not like Hakuoki. I'm like one of two people that did not like it. But a lot of people have said if you like Hakuoki, you'll definitely like this. So I'm kind of hesitant, but I think I want to get into it a little bit sooner rather than later, since this year I want to tend to play longer form stuff. And to that point, I am playing through this bad boy right now. I got a bad ending and I wasn't happy, so I'm playing it again. It's really good though. Kunai definitely has, it's worth the street cred is well placed. I'll tell you that. I really enjoy it. Now, I've actually found retro games. So finally, and I got 3 from East Starland. I got myself a copy of Maximo, Army of Zin, copy of Maximo, Ghosts of Glory, and a copy of Metal Arms Glitch in the System. This isn't new. It's just when you buy from East Starland the used games, they throw them in plastic. They throw them in shrink wrap. So the Maximo games are kind of spin-offs of the Ghosts and Goblins games, and they're 3D platformers. Kind of remind me of Medieval, not really in terms of aesthetic, but the way the movement looks. So I'm kind of not sure if I'm really going to be into them, but they were like, I think $11 each. So I figured, fuck it, let's try it out. And Metal Arms Glitch in the System, I've been looking for a very long time. For whatever reason, it jumped to like $30, and I was just not having it. And then I was thinking about getting on the GameCube. Eventually, I was just going to do some funny magic to play it on the GameCube. And then the Xbox version was like, I think this was 13 or 14. I was like, okay, cool, so I'll just do that. It's not backwards compatible though, so I gotta bust out the old school one if I really want to play it. I've gone a little bit, well, I did go a little bit import happy, but none of that shit got here yet. Citizens of Earth, Citizens of Space. This is a dual pack of Earthbound inspired RPGs. I think Citizens of Earth was originally published by Atlas, but this is the Japanese version that's basically just acts as a dual pack. Don't let that bad logo distract you. I do not like any of their games. So these are kind of tongue-in-cheek, kind of like a Paper Mario, not Paper Mario aesthetic, definitely an Earthbound sense of humor. What's the word I want to use? Turn-based, satiric, that's the word I want to use. Definitely, they look funny and fun, but a lot of people said if you like Earth, Space is way better, but a lot of people have also said Space is way better, because it really goes more into the pop culture thing, because at the time Citizens of Earth was kind of like, the idea is your classes are just different people. So you're the president, then you recruit like other people and things, while Citizens of Space, at this point, nerddom is like fun and good, so everybody's kind of capitalizing on it. Princess Guide, I had this once before, and I honestly wasn't the biggest fan of it because it is ultimately kind of a grind fest. I don't know why I opened it. Anyway, it is kind of a grind fest, truth be told, and even if you want to explore all routes, you're basically doing the same thing. I think it's 6 or 7 times, and it gets really long in the tooth, and it's just not fun. But I think there is a degree of that grind that I enjoy. And I've said this before, I actually do not mind grinding if I find the system to be fun and engaging. Dragon Quest to me is like the ultimate game to grind in because it's so quick and so snappy. While something like Battle Chasers Night War, I felt the combat, while great, the animations, while great, I wish I could fucking skip them because it just took way too long. And everything had more HP than it should, so I had to pay attention. There's a little bit of a degree of that relaxation for me just to know, admittedly, maybe I'm tapping or holding A or whatever the case may be, but I can do other things, and at the same time I feel like I'm making progress. Now these 2 games, I've already played and finished both. I do not foresee myself playing them on this platform at all, but I enjoyed them well enough, and I own the first one on Steam, and the second one I played via Game Pass. And I'm taking off the sticker because I realize that it has my address on it. But these were recently released by I Am 8-Bit, and that is the definitive edition of Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Beautiful, beautiful games. I've seen gameplay footage from Digital Foundry on how this operates on the Switch, because I was a little worried, to be honest. And you should watch the video if you're unfamiliar. Basically, they use dynamic resolution, but it's done through kind of like a camera. So Ori is in a circle, let's say, and will always have the resolution priority. And as you walk through the map, everything gradually comes into focus the closer you get. That is really cool. So it's like, it's like blurry, then solid, then solid, then blurry, then blurry, then solid, then solid. That's actually really smart. And I actually thought that the dynamic resolution that was used in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was really good. Ultimately, it does look like you're underwater at certain points, but with this, it's more like you always see Ori clearly, but you may be underwater at certain other points. But out of your range of view, which I thought was kind of interesting. But these are beautiful games, and I absolutely want to own something physical of that. And while I could get them on the Xbox One, I really just don't like collecting for it. Like, to me, it's a Game Pass box. That's what it's there for. And CBS Access, apparently, because that apparently works on that. And that's it. And under 20, all right, over 10, under 20. I've been Alex, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.